Hey guys, what's up? It's Dean. Welcome to Manful Yoga. In this video, I'm going to be telling you why every guy who's new to yoga or inflexible should be using cork yoga blocks. So I'll cover a few things in here. How can cork yoga blocks be used, both for increasing flexibility for inflexible guys, how you can use them to add strength and make traditional yoga postures more challenging, and I'll also go through a few of the other common questions that I get when it comes to cork yoga blocks. But let's cover the first big question. Why does every guy need to be using yoga blocks? The answer is because yoga blocks allow you to modify the postures to fit your flexibility level. And if you don't do that, you could end up developing improper movement patterns or injuring yourself due to improper technique. So if you are new to yoga, if you're a beginner, if you're inflexible, you need yoga blocks because they help you modify the postures to work for your fitness level. If you are inflexible, if you are new and you haven't done the postures before, if you just try to mimic me or you try to mimic another instructor and you don't do the postures according to your flexibility level, you could end up injuring yourself. You could end up developing improper movement patterns that will eventually lead to injury. And using the blocks is going to help you get stronger and more flexible in less time. So that's a pretty good answer. I'll go through a bit more detail with that. So yoga blocks allow you to, number one, modify the postures to your flexibility. So they can bring the ground up to you in something like a standing forward fold. They can make it so you don't have to reach all the way down. You can stack the blocks like this. You can just use one block. But you can also, in addition to modifying for flexibility, you can also modify for strength. So putting the blocks between your hands, squeezing the blocks between your hands in something like a high lunge, or in something like a standing side bend with your arms overhead, putting the block between your thighs for added stability, added core and inner thigh engagement is going to help you get stronger. So there are a lot of things that we can do with blocks to help make you stronger in addition to more flexible. We can also use the blocks for practicing advanced movements. If you're looking to build strength for an L-sit, but you can't do an L-sit with your hands directly on the floor, we can use a block so that it's easier. So putting the blocks on either side of your hips instead of the hands directly on the ground allows you to work on developing that strength, right? So we can do this, maybe eventually we get the legs up, but it's a lot easier than if you were to put your hands directly on the floor. And then we can also, in addition to using it for advanced exercises, we can use the blocks as resistance. So cork yoga blocks, and ours in particular, weigh about 2.5 pounds. Some of them don't weigh as much because they're just not as high a quality, but our yoga blocks weigh 2.5 pounds. And that might not be a lot of weight for something like curls or, a bench press, but there are smaller muscles in the body that can greatly benefit from resistance training, but don't need as much resistance. So things like holding your arms out, for 30 seconds or a minute in a Warrior Two is going to actually help build a lot of shoulder strength. We can also use these in our prone scapular stability exercises. So if you're lying on your chest, going through your Ys, your Ts, or your As, we can use those blocks to add more resistance. So you're just gonna go through those exercises just like you did before, but holding the blocks makes it a lot more challenging. So you can just challenge yourself in different ways using those blocks. So why cork blocks instead of foam blocks? So I've been talking about cork blocks this whole time because they're better. First off, let's talk about why they're not better actually. So they're heavier, which means they're harder to travel with. They're also more expensive. So they're more expensive, they're heavier, why should we have them? The heavier thing is actually really useful in terms of the yoga practice itself. Yes, it's 2.5 pounds, total of 5 pounds. So you have to carry 5 pounds if you're traveling with it. But that added weight is going to give you a lot more stability. So if you're using these to help with balance, you don't have to worry about falling over as much while you're using the block. You don't have to worry about the block giving out. What's also helpful is with cork blocks, you can stack them. So if you need a higher modification, if you're inflexible, and one block is not enough, we can stack the blocks. So there are 3 different settings on the block. We have the high setting, the medium setting, and the low setting. And we can use any combination of those stacked blocks to modify the height, right? So there's lots of different modifications here. We can go anywhere from 9 to 18 inches, or 4 to 18 inches to modify the posture as you see fit or as you need for your flexibility. One of the questions I also receive is, how durable are the blocks? Can you actually stand on them? So the answer here, yes, you can absolutely stand on these blocks. You do want to make sure that you stand right on the middle of the block. If you stand off to the side, then the block will kind of flip over. But you just want to make sure that you're standing directly on the middle of the block. And then in addition to helping with balance, so if you do, you can actually work on balance standing on one block. This is nice if you want to go from something like a standing one leg balance straight to an airplane, because you don't have to offset your hip because your toes would normally hit the ground. But if you're on that block, you've got a little bit more lift, so you don't have to worry about your toes hitting the ground when you shift back, and you can keep your hips squared forward. But you can also do things like calf raises on the blocks. So you can do them, I would put them against a wall, like you see me doing here, if you were gonna do calf raises against them. But that allows you to, just do a different exercise that you might not be able to do, probably can't do with a foam one. So they're just a lot more versatile. They're a lot more durable. You can stack them. And they also have the added tool of being good for resistance training. The foam blocks don't weigh nearly as much. They're not really gonna add much resistance for you. What size should you get? So one of the other questions I get is, what size should I get? And there are different sizes of blocks. Now, most of the blocks are 9 inches long, 6 inches wide, and 4 inches deep. But there are a lot of them that are 3 inches deep. Amazon, the descriptions that you'll find on Amazon are pretty tricky though, because every block claims that it's an extra large block, even though they're all 9 by 6 by 3 or 9 by 6 by 4. So you do want to make sure you get one that is 4 inches deep. Ours are 4 inches deep. And again, I haven't told you this yet, but we did test the blocks extensively. We went through tons of different samples to make sure that we got cork yoga blocks that would be the heaviest, that would be the most durable, that would be the highest quality. So I'm hoping that you can trust me that these are the best blocks we could possibly find. And these are available directly on our website at manfulyoga.com/blocks. We also have non-manful yoga versions available through my Body by Yoga brand, which are available on Amazon if you don't care about having the Manful Yoga logo on here or not. All right, to sum it up, if you are a guy, and especially if you are inflexible, you should be using cork yoga blocks because it helps you do the postures in a way that makes sense for your body to help you get a better workout, but also to avoid injury. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, click the button below to sign up. We put out new videos every week. If you don't have cork yoga blocks yet, you can get them on my website or through Amazon, just without the nifty Manful Yoga logo. More details on that in the description below. And leave a comment if you have a question. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, if you enjoyed that video, I want to invite you to take my free 7-day challenge. This is a beginner's yoga for men workout series featuring 15-minute workouts and daily emails to help hold you accountable and motivated. This is a great way to learn yoga, to get started, and it's totally free. Sign up at the first link in the description below. When you sign up, I'm also going to give you a free bonus video, a previously members-only workout called Head and Neck Essentials. This is a 25-minute workout that's perfect for relieving tension in your head, neck, and shoulders, useful for pretty much any situation. So go ahead and sign up for that 7-day challenge. Do it right now. Click that link in the description. I'll wait. And if you haven't already subscribed to this YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe. We put out new videos every week. And if you like the video, be sure to like the video, click the like button, and leave a comment if you have any feedback or questions. Thanks again for being here. I'll see you in the next video.